This is what he said. Fuck off! Who's that team we call the Arsenal? Who's that team we ought to know? We're the boys around the white and we're fucking dynamite. And Pochettino's mother is the whore.
AFC Predict, AFC Review. Just got back to the hotel after being in the Rennes Stadium earlier. Completely dejected. So unhappy. Like, I'll give a shout out to the Rennes fans. Like, you could tell today that the atmosphere that they created was born out of the fact that this was like a cup final for them. I don't think they could even believe the name Arsenal was even playing them. They were like, to a man, their support was terrific. The atmosphere was great. And that's the reason why I go football. That's the reason why I love football. You can't replicate match days in any other scenario, whether it's training, whether it's, you know, friendlies. You know, the reason why the player plays and gets paid what they get paid is because they're putting on a show for people. And the fans, their fans really, every time they even got into our half, it was literally like they were cheering like it was about to be a goal. They were forcing that ball forward. It does have an effect on the players no matter what. So fair play to them. I thought the fans were superb. The first 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, I thought, before the sending off, I can't remember what minute it was. I didn't really pay attention. Yeah, like, they weren't showing any quality. The first 30 minutes of the game, like, there was no real quality from Rennes whatsoever. Like, the touches were very heavy. The ball's going out of play quite a bit. There was no quality until the follow-up from the free kick, to be fair. It should have been an easy night. Like, it really, really should have been. You know, we got the perfect start. You know, the Arsenal fans really celebrated that goal. You know, we weren't coming there thinking it was going to be an easy game. Delighted when it went in. So it's disappointing to see that, you know, a sending off, which for 2 yellows can happen at any time. We had no plan B. You know, the Arsenal that we all know and love, what we probably say, and I think anyone who's got any kind of history with Arsenal will say that our best team was probably from 15 years ago, 15, 20 years, that era, the first Wenger era. We had great teams. And we had so much character. You know, we had a record amount of sending offs under Wenger when he first came in, and it was really ironic that it was always called thugs and all that. But then as soon as that kind of era of getting sent off came away, we were called soft, you know, just agenda from the people that, certainly in the press, write a lot of stuff. But we could deal with having a man sent off. You know, there was nothing here that said we could deal with it. It's like Anthony said in his video, the substitutions didn't really help us out. Like Mkhitaryan at right back, none of the goals were his fault. You got Carl Jenkins unavailable. Maybe even if he wasn't on the bench, he's in the squad, he's available. You've then got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who can play that position and has been playing it for you. You've got Lichtsteiner also available to you as well. So, like, you're not short on right backs, and you're playing someone there who's never played there before in their life, probably never even trained there. We just looked disjointed. We just looked really, really abjectly disjointed. And we really didn't do an awful lot after that. It seemed like confidence was shot to pieces. And at 1-1, I was hoping we'd keep the result. But 2-1, I thought, no, we can do this. 3-1, there's a massive difficulty now. Because if they score, which they could do because we're going to be pretty open, it then means that we have to score 3, which isn't impossible at the Emirates, we know that. It just doesn't need to be a nervy night. It just didn't need to be this situation. It's really heartbreaking, if anything. And I'm looking at it a bit wider now. I'm looking at it thinking, well, I always did say to people that we find out the truth about the club once Wenger goes. And now he's gone, we can see that it is the board. It is the board causing all these issues. I don't think the club's set up to win. I'm afraid. I don't think the management, like not the management, the hierarchy up above, the chairman and all that stuff, they just don't want to put enough into Arsenal to make us victorious. And it really pains me to say this, because I do believe Roman Abramovich ruined English football with what he did, because it just wasn't that way. But if he was in charge of us and he had limited resources, I still think he would want us to win. He always set Chelsea up to win. Even now, he wants them to win. They're not as good as they were before, but his idea is this club is there to win. And it ain't happening. It just is not happening at Arsenal. And I think that needs to be addressed before anything else. We really, really, really need to set this club up to win. You know, I can see that Emre, he's brought in people that can fight. You know, Lichtsteiner, Leno, Guendouzi, Torreira. You know, these guys that he's brought in, they can battle, they can fight. So I think you can tell the type of player that he wants to have at Arsenal. And it's going to take time. We haven't got that much money, so we can't do it in one transfer window, 2 transfer windows. It could take 3 or 4 years. Depends if the fans are patient enough with that, which they might be. I mean, I was just thankful today that this wasn't a result we got under the Wenger era, because it would have been uproar to be this bad in the Europa League under him, considering how people felt. The crazy thing is that he managed to get us 4th, barring 2 years, with worse squads than this. So I'm very, very disappointed, and I'm actually very worried about Sunday against Man United, and I'm worried about next week. Just wish it didn't have to be this way, man. Just wish it didn't have to be this way. You'd like to have thought, as I said in my preview, about Partey, learn your mistakes, learn from your mistakes that you made against Partey. Do not go out there. And definitely don't have a man sent off. And it's all gone the way that we didn't want. Very disappointed is what I can say right now. Clinging on to hope that we get through. Just leaving myself with a main concern that we're going to play, if we do get through, we're going to play a better side than Partey and Rennes put together. You could have Napoli. You could have Inter. Like, you can't. Okay, let's get on to that when the time comes, innit? Because it's just disappointing. Anyway, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to go sleep now and try and feel better in the morning. Get my flight back to London. AFC Predict gang. Have a nice night. Speak to you soon, man.